Warning: sensitive content.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
I have faith that we will be in a world where animals have rights someday. A vegan, cruelty-free world in which our brethren, and our brethren are the animals, have lives that are meaningful to them and they are no longer controlled or tortured or killed by us.
Supreme Master Jinghai gratefully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Joyce Tischler in recognition of your more than 40 years of tireless work protecting the lives of animal people through the legal system with all love, respect, and appreciation. Wishing you continued success in your noble endeavors, and may heaven bless you abundantly always.
Continue watching to find out more.
No to vegan, cause you couldn't care less if COVID-19 kills you. Is it true?
Respected viewers, enchanté de faire votre connaissance means nice to meet you in French, the official language of Saint Barthélemy. I'm Clement. The mindful people of Saint Barthélemy are grateful to you for going the extra mile to safeguard nature and all precious life on earth. We wish you vibrant health and joyful days. Welcome to part 2 of our show entitled Joyce Tischler, Vegan, a Trailblazer for Animal People Law. For more than 4 decades, Professor Tischler has worked non-stop to protect animal people through the legal system. She is the co-founder and general counsel of the Animal Legal Defense Fund, or ALDF, which is a Shining World Defense Award recipient and a professor at the Center for Animal Law Studies at Lewis and Clark Law School, both in the United States. In today's program, Professor Tischler explains why it has seemed so difficult to protect the lives of animal people, especially those raised for meat.
So we're constantly faced in the animal law movement with the stark difference between what is in an animal's interest and what is in the interest of the human beings who are utilizing those animals. And most animals are being utilized. And most people think of animals and they think of dogs and cats. Well, dogs and cats are just a small percentage of the total number of animals on the planet. When we think of animals raised for food, in the United States alone, we raise and kill 9 billion animals every year. And the ways in which we raise these animals are terrible. They're horrific. I teach an entire semester course on the animals who are raised in the food industry and how bad it is for them during the time that they're being raised, during the time they're being transported, and of course the time they're being slaughtered. And there is no such thing as humane slaughter. Slaughter is bad. It is painful. It is scary for the animals, and it is violent.
While animal people suffer from unspeakable brutality in these animal people factories, it is still challenging to legally sue the owners, as Professor Tischler explains.
The hardest cases are where the person who owns the animal is the person who is causing the suffering. So someone has a chicken facility and they are raising tens of thousands of chickens who are going to be eaten. That person has massive barns, and in each of those barns, there might be 20,000 chickens. Those chickens are crushed in together. They don't have room to move. Their beaks have been removed. Their legs break. Their hearts can't beat fast enough to get the blood flowing throughout their bodies because they've been bred to grow so fast. They suffer from day one, okay? But the person who owns the chickens is causing the suffering. Can we sue that person? No, we cannot. There's no law that enables us to sue that person. There's no federal law that offers any protection to those chickens. Nothing. Doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist? Because the industry that raises those chickens is very powerful. They put a lot of money in at every level. Presidents, you'll often see, are supported by Tyson or Purdue. They get large campaign contributions. That's why there are no laws, because the lawmakers have been bought out by the very industry that is harming the animals.
According to a 2019 report by Sentience Institute, 99% of all meat in the USA comes from animal-people factories. Professor Tischler shares her thoughts about this atrocious system.
The current food system is unsustainable. The current meat, egg, and dairy production system is terrible for the animals. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for the consumers. It's bad for the people who work there. I'm very passionate about teaching law students and lawyers about this so that they can then go out and fight against this horrible system that is so harmful in every possible way.
From its humble beginnings, the Animal Legal Defense Fund has grown and now has more than 300,000 members and supporters. Professor Tischler explains why the interest in animal people law has increased so rapidly.
One of the big changes is that our society is changing how it views animals. And it's not just Americans. I've been to China several times, and I see how that society is changing. It's happened in Europe. Europe's always been far ahead of the United States in terms of how animals are treated. And the laws in Europe are decades ahead of the laws in the United States in terms of how they protect animals. So when we look for models for creating good law in the United States, we look to Europe.
The cruelties of blood sports, of the fur and feather trade, and of vivisection will stop with the stoppage of flesh eating. Moreover, the cruelties and iniquities of war would cease. Reverend Francis Wood, vegetarian.
Kind viewers, we'll take a brief moment to hug our animal person companion and express our gratitude for their unconditional love. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program featuring animal people lawyer, Professor Joyce Tischler. In 2008, through collaborations between the Animal Legal Defense Fund, or ALDF, and the Lewis and Clark Law School, the Center for Animal Law School, or CALS, was founded. Professor Tischler later joined to help educate the next generation of animal people lawyers.
The field of animal law has grown from nothing to something that is now happening throughout the world. There are lawyers in Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, Australia, New Zealand. Everywhere that there are animals, there are now lawyers who are protecting animals. Now, what I see as my work is teaching others what the problems are, what the laws are, and how to challenge abuse of animals so that they can go back to their states or to their countries and bring animal law to where they are.
The Center for Animal Law Studies attracts students from all around the globe. Upon graduation, these young lawyers can start protecting animal people in many different ways.
We have 25 separate law courses that we offer, from the survey, fundamentals of animal law, to criminal animal law, wildlife law, international wildlife law, companion animal law. And students, by the time they finish, have a very deep understanding of all of these aspects of the law as they relate to animals. And then they can begin to practice, they can lobby, they can draft laws, they can do policy work, passing new laws, or litigation, or whatever it is. And so what we have built is a field of the law that we are now able to use to teach other lawyers how to be an animal lawyer and how to protect animals. It's very exciting. It's growing because people care about animals.
As the interview drew to a close, Professor Tischler shared her thoughts about veganism and the teachings of Supreme Master Ching Hai.
I so appreciate that Supreme Master teaches that veganism is the way. That's so important. As a lawyer, I accept that it's my ethical duty to represent my client to the best of my ability. And I should not have a conflict of interest with my client. Now, in my mind, my clients are the chickens, the cows, the dogs, the cats, the chimpanzees, the elephants, the animals. So when it comes to the animals raised for food, how can I ethically represent the best interests of those animals if I'm eating them? I can't. I'm going to make compromises. So I cannot allow that conflict to exist. I must not eat my clients. I must not wear them. I must not exploit them in any way, which means I have to be vegan.
In her final remarks, Professor Tischler shared her hopes for the future.
I have faith that we will be in a world where animals have rights someday. I look forward to a world in which we don't eat them, we don't torture them, we don't use them, exploit them, where we allow them to be who they are. A vegan, cruelty-free world in which our brethren, and our brethren are the animals, have lives that are meaningful to them, and they are no longer controlled or tortured or killed by us.
Our sincere appreciation to Professor Tischler for her unwavering dedication to protecting the lives of our animal people co-inhabitants through law. May you be blessed abundantly for your noble work. Supreme Master Ching Hai frequently reminds us that the only way to truly protect the lives of all animal people is through a global shift to the vegan lifestyle. She encourages leaders to implement worldwide vegan laws banning slaughter and meat consumption.
Our world is getting better, yes. And many animal people laws are being proposed or being implemented and maybe being practiced. Yeah, a little bit somewhere. But that's already a very good step. I say they should practice it. Some governments, some nations already advocate it and put it into laws to protect animals, people. But just one more step, then is ban altogether any killing of animal people or torturing animal people in animal people factory, for example. So I think the governments of these countries who advocate for animal people laws and protections are very, very good already. Maybe one day they will ban altogether any form of torture or killing of any kind, then it would be perfect. Yes, I will give that country hundreds of shining world leadership award for compassion, for love, for wisdom, for a hero, for whatever, the best. And I hope other countries also follow suit to make more laws to protect the weak and innocent, as well as to implement it, to practice it.
Our deepest gratitude to Supreme Master Ching Hai for courageously sharing her wisdom about accelerating the shift to the vegan lifestyle, thus saving animal people as well as our world.
Supreme Master Ching Hai gratefully present the Shining World Compassion Award to Joyce Tischler in recognition of your more than 40 years of tireless work protecting the lives of animal people through the legal system with all love, respect, and appreciation. Wishing you continued success in your noble endeavors, and may heaven bless you abundantly always. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the most merciful beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love toward His precious children.
For more information on Animal Legal Defence Fund, please visit aldf.org.
Every day, millions of animal people are sentenced to death, but they've not committed any crime. And are you going to eat them so that this injustice system will continue? Think about it.
Precious viewers, thank you for joining us today. Coming up next is Russia, Return Peace to Your Country and Ukraine, Part 3 of 3, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May the lives of all beings be respected as we quickly shift to a peaceful vegan world.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE.
Programele noastre oferă multe limbi. Vă puteți uita pe suprememastertv.com/schedule și suprememastertv.com/VE.